Yo, what is going on, boys? Welcome back. It is MMA Jack, and today we are breaking down the UFC London Fight Night main card. Pretty good main card, and I see a lot of opportunities for underdog plays here, so we love to see that. Thank you for the support on the last video. It did really well. We went 3-2 on picks, so not our greatest. We were coming off 5-0 on UFC Seattle, but let's get it back here. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the content. Let me know your thoughts on the card. I respond to every comment, and I appreciate all the support from you guys. Let's get into this main card. So I'm really hyped for this one. We got Jordan Vucenic and Chris Duncan. I'm really high on this Jordan Vucenic guy. He was the Cage Warriors lightweight champion, and he debuted in the UFC on a week's notice against Guram Kudataladze, who, if you guys know UFC, know that Guram is no joke. And Jordan came in and dropped him, won the first round, and he kind of started to gas out towards the end of the fight, but a lot of people thought he got robbed. And to do that on a week's notice against Guram Kudataladze means you're probably a pretty good fighter, especially being the Cage Warriors champ too. So I'm really excited to see this guy. He's been out for a while. He's an all-around good fighter. He's got the grappling. He's got the striking. He doesn't have as much power. He's more of a volume striker, but he's really good at striking. He's slick with everything, great defense. And he's taking on Chris Duncan here, who's a all-around good fighter as well. But he's kind of just a version of Jordan, or a shittier version of Jordan Vucenic, honestly. So I'm going to go Vucenic here by decision. But it should be a pretty good fight. And I think there's a chance for a finish, but most likely decision. Chris Duncan's pretty tough. He's got a really good chin. And I don't see him getting submitted. He's also pretty good at jiu-jitsu. But I think this will be a good showcase for Vucenic to show off all of his skills and really put his name on the map. I'm glad they put him on the main card because I was looking forward to this fight. It wasn't on the main card at first, but yeah, give me Vucenic. Next up, we got Molly the Meatball McCann versus Alexia Thainara. Typical woman stinker, fourth fight of the main card. They usually throw it right there. Not sure why Molly's still on the main card. I know she's or I don't even know if she has a big draw in London. I don't know. If you're from the UK, let me know. But I feel like after producing that insanely cringe moment where she grabbed the belt and then proceeded to get finished in her next 2 or 3 fights, you know, the hype's kind of dead on her. But that leads into my next point, that I think Alexia Thainara is going to win this fight. Never seen her fight before. Just looked at the Tapology, and she's fighting Molly McCann. She's only lost once. 1-0 is her UFC record. She's actually 11-1. And her only loss is to Bruna Brazil, who is in the UFC now and is decent, half decent, you know. Molly McCann's out here losing a fucking, hold up, pull up Tapology. Julia Stoliarenko, Lara Fritzen. Yeah. All right, we're going Alexia. Case closed. Alexia by decision. So this is where the underdog action really heats up. Kevin Holland, Gunnar Nelson. I think the odds should be pick 'em on this one. Nah, actually, fuck that. I think Gunnar Nelson should be like a plus 175, plus 200. I think Kevin Holland's going to sleep this guy. I've only been watching UFC for probably about 5 years. No, 5 to 6 years now. So I didn't really get to see Gunnar Nelson back in the day. But in my mind, Gunnar Nelson is this kind of NPC figure that spawns in every 2 years on a UFC London card. I swear, he only fights in London, and he only spawns in every 2 years. That's it. I know he's really good at grappling. I've seen him fight. I watched him fight Bryan Barberena, where he submitted him. But then also, you're submitting Bryan Barberena. It's not that big of a deal. It seems like he's lost to all the good competition. Lost to Gilbert Burns, lost to Leon Edwards, Ponzinibbio. And he's just beating bums. That's it. He's also almost 37 years old. And Kevin Holland, obviously he has his downfalls with grappling. RDR got him. Hamzat got him. But, Hamzat can get, basically anyone out of there with the grappling. But I think he'll have good enough defense to defend Gunnar Nelson's. Because his takedown entries, from what I saw, aren't that great. It's his jiu-jitsu that's great. Kevin Holland is also a black belt in jiu-jitsu. People forget, man. I think he can defend himself down there against an aging Gunnar Nelson. And on the feet, it's not even close. This fight is also at welterweight. And Kevin Holland seems to be a lot better at welterweight than middleweight. He has, weirdly enough, I feel like he has more power at welterweight. He's produced more knockouts there. But, yeah, give me Kevin Holland by knockout. I think he's going to finish him here. Maybe a little fluky knockout, not like put him out cold, but he could be shooting for a takedown or something and he catches him. I'm feeling a fluky knockout by Holland. But, yeah, let's move on to the next fight. Now, I keep going back and forth on this fight, and there's one reason. It's because of Blachowicz's age. I think prime Jan would spank this guy. I think he would get him out of there. TKO. Is Jan still in his prime? No. But Jan's one of those guys, dude. Like, he's such a crafty vet. I'm looking through his Tapology, and it's like Izzy, Rakic, Reyes, Luke Rockhold, Nikita Krylov, Jared Cannonier. He's beating really good people, going to a draw with Ankalaev, which he did lose that fight, let's be real. But still, he went 5 with Ankalaev, and honestly, he might have done better than Pereira did. And that was 3 years ago. I mean, I know 3 years is kind of... Oh, not even 3 years ago. It was December 2022. So, I don't know, man. I've just never really been impressed by Carlos Ulberg. I see his name pop up, and I'm like, okay, 12-1, pretty good prospect. But then I watch him fight, and I'm like, obviously he's good, and I could never do what he does. But I don't know. There's nothing ever too impressive with Ulberg. I feel like he's kind of just like... Not like flukes all of his wins, but he's just... I don't know, man. The only impressive one was Alonzo Menifield when he slapped him. That was cool. He knocked him out in the first round. But the others, it's just like, I don't get the hype, man. He's just not mid at everything, but he's just good enough to get by, it seems like. Like, that Volkan Oezdemir fight was close. I want to go with Blachowicz here. I think I'm going to go with Blachowicz to, not fraud check, because, he's in the top 6, but to show him what's up. Stop the hype train, because I'm damn sure this guy isn't going to be a champion, Carlos Ulberg, one day. But I don't know. I think with Jan's leg kicks and his defense, his very good defense, and with those blitzing punches, I think he could beat Ulberg. I could see Ulberg coming out strong in round 1, putting it on him, but then Jan takes over round 2 and 3. I think he's got one more left in him. So this is not a confident pick though, but actually 70% confident that Blachowicz is going to win this. It is a little bit suspect just because of the age, like I said, but I think something's telling me Jan's going to get this done, and my gut's been right recently, so parlay that in with Kevin Holland, and then you'll get a banger payout. But let's get on to the main event here. Add Leon Edwards to the parlay as well. I don't understand the odds on this. Although they are close, I think Leon should 100% be the favorite. People forget, man. 2 wins over Usman in his prime. Knocked out Usman cold. Usman was about to be the next GSP, and Edwards put him to sleep. Did very well defending the takedowns in the rematch, too, and that's Sean Brady's number 1 way to victory. He's not a grappler like a Hamzat where he's just going to run at you full speed and immediately take you down. He's more of like a fluffy type grappler where he's going to put you up on the fence in the clinch, try to wear you out, and then take you down. But Leon's great at defending takedowns. Colby, too. He totally shut down Colby. Now, some of you may say, well, Leon couldn't defend from Bilal, but I really do think Bilal is built different, especially in that Leon fight. Like, he looked amazing, and I think he honestly is on TRT or something, because he was just like, he looked like, like a different being in that fight. But speaking of Bilal, Leon survived 5 rounds with him. Sean Brady got TKO'd in round 2 by Bilal. Now, getting TKO'd by Bilal is crazy, Most people would get dominantly destroyed in the wrestling and go to a decision, but I don't know, man. Leon Edwards hits a lot harder than Bilal, and I know Bilal outboxed Leon, but sometimes the MMA math doesn't make sense, bro. You guys will get what I'm saying, I think most people agree with me here. I just don't really see a great path to victory for Sean Brady. I think even if, he's probably going to take Leon down a couple of times, but I think Leon can defend that, and I think he can hurt him on the feet, man. He is a point fighter, Leon, but he's got power. I mean, remember the Usman knockout. Especially since Sean Brady's stepping up on short notice, too. I mean, Leon's had a full training camp. Brady's only had like 4 weeks to do this, to prep for Leon. So, yeah, give me Leon Edwards here. And if you do that parlay, it could be some major money. Those last 3 fights, they could get you some major money. Not recommending you do it, but if you do, I'll take credit for it. But anyways, thank you, fellas. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the fights. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And we will see you next week for, I believe, UFC Mexico. It's a fight night somewhere, but we'll touch on that next week. Thanks again for the support, and enjoy the fights.